Been here since 2012, and we've also obviously worked with companies in the Valley for many, many years, but our first location was in 2012, and we're here celebrating the launch of our Research and Innovation Center to really accelerate our work around Ford Smart Mobility in the areas of mobility, autonomous vehicles, connected cars, the whole customer experience, and big data. And we're going to staff this lab and this research center up to 125 folks. So we will be one of the largest dedicated automotive teams, research teams here in the Valley. And it will plug in to our network of product development centers and research centers around the world. Well, I think when you look at, first off, we view this as not, let's say, displacing work that we do in Detroit, but we view it as a complement to the talent that we have in Detroit. And here in the Valley, the wonderful thing about the Valley is it's a marketplace of ideas. And when you look at the talent, the creativity here, and the interest in the car, that's why it's important for us to be here, so that we can partner with folks, et cetera, and complement the other talent that we have around the world working on other parts of the vehicle. Well, we're not specifically focusing on venture investments, and part of that is there's a good side and there's a bit of a downside on that, because if you find a technology and you decide to invest in it, what happens if 6 months later a new type of technology comes through and you're already vested in another one? So we want to make sure that we leave ourselves the degrees of freedom and have the relationships so that when we look at developments, we're not handcuffed maybe by decisions we've made previously from a financial standpoint. Today we have semi-autonomous vehicles on the road today, which are the building blocks for fully autonomous vehicles down the road. Our vehicles today will help you stay in your lane. They'll help you park your car, whether it's parallel or perpendicular parking. They'll adjust your speed based on traffic flow and potentially apply the brakes. So we have, as well as the industry has, semi-autonomous building blocks towards fully autonomous vehicles. Probably in the industry, our view is within the next 5 years, probably somebody will come out with a fully autonomous vehicle that is fully autonomous in maybe a predefined area that you could map, and that the sensors are right, or the environment is right for the sensors. Our approach is, we may or may not come out with a vehicle in that time frame, because our approach is when we do, we want to make sure that it is accessible for everyone and not just, let's say, luxury customers. Well, they'll be part of the landscape of the industry. The question is how big. And our approach as a company is offer the customer choice, give them the power of choice. So we have a full lineup of electrified vehicles, conventional hybrids, plug-in hybrids, battery electric vehicle, and give them that choice. With oil prices where they're at right now, clearly customer acceptance of that new technology and the cost of it is critical to how big it will be. And right now what we're seeing is, despite the proliferation of electrified vehicles, it's not growing much. So as we go forward to meet our fuel economy requirements, and as we go forward with a review with the government for what we call a midterm review, that will be part of the conversation, the feasibility around reaching those goals in the time frame when it was set. We're thinking ourselves more as a mobility company just as much as a car and truck company, because we're thinking about in major urban areas where there's going to be more congestion and maybe less cars per 100 folks. How do we help be part of the solution of that congestion, but also is there a business in there that makes sense for us? That's why we're doing these 25 experiments around the world, because what these experiments will do for us, first, we think it will advance the discussion around mobility, which we feel is important from a societal standpoint. It will allow us to understand in various parts of the world how people are viewing their mobility challenges. And thirdly, it's going to expose us to a lot of new partners that we may decide to go forward with. But it's all helping us to hopefully provide solutions that will help change the way the world moves. And that's the way we're thinking about this.